Hello, hello. This is Kim Addis, and I am the president and founder of Frame of Mind Coaching. And I want to welcome you to the Frame of Mind Coaching podcast. Today, we welcome Paolo Polese. Did I say it right?
Close, yeah,
And
Polese, yeah.
Polese,
Polese.
I got to say with a bit of an Italian twist,
Just
right?
move the hands, move the hands. That's
Polese.
it. There, you
There you
see,
go.
to feel comfortable.
So, Paolo lives in Toronto, where I live, and he is a financial insurance advisor. Did I get that right?
Correct.
And he came to me through a friend. So, this is the first time we actually meet. And as I get to know Paolo, you will get to know him too. We're going to do this together. So, Paolo, tell me a little bit about you. What's going on? What's gone on? And what is the challenge you're currently facing?
Okay, long story short, it's about 2 years at the end of June that I unexpectedly lost my right leg
Okay.
to a flesh-eating disease. And then like, wow, that rocked my world. Didn't expect it. But long story short, you can't go back to work in 3 months after that. Like I was ahead of the game. At 6 months, I was ready to move around, even though there's still a long procedure. And still today, I'm waiting for my next socket in September. Okay, here's your stump. But so I lost my job. I lost my job, even though they took 3 or 4 people to replace me. And there was talk maybe before COVID started that they wanted me back. Then that ended it. But at the same time, okay, I have to look for another career. I'm 60 years old. Losing the leg, there was no insurance. I had no insurance on it, so those are my RSPs, and I started to figure what am I going to do, and I went around and looking for government for help for teaching and all that, and then I went to see my insurance agent just to talk a few things, and they said, "Listen, we could use an Italian guy in the business." So I said, "Okay," and I like dealing with people because during my ordeal, it was tough losing the right leg unexpectedly, and I went through a lot of emotions and all that. But then I was finding that I was good dealing with people, or to what's your problem? Let's have a talk. So I am at the moment also dealing with mental health with Sunnybrook and St. John's, and at that point, so I
What does
said,
that mean I'm dealing with?
well, I'm part of because so when you're in when I was in St. John's after losing a leg for rehab, right? They put you in occupational therapy right away. They put you in physical therapy right away. But there's nobody to talk to about what the trauma you're going through.
Yeah.
And so and all my life thinking, I'm Italian, I can handle everything, right? And this was emotional that I lost a leg, and I thought, holy, can I say crap?
Of
That
course you can.
what? Yeah, what can I do here? Here, I'm the leader of my family. Always a workaholic, go push, 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 and do everything. And then everything stopped, right? And maybe you realize, well, I got to figure this out. So I got overcome. I overdeal with everything. Felt it, got ahead of myself to people a lot worse than me and continue forward. And then I go, well, I like dealing with people. And then the insurance business, because when I try to look for the same job, it's back to minimum wage or, I mean, so what are you going to do with a 60-year-old man when you get two 20-year-olds or whatever, right? So no matter what skill I have, whatever. So I like the idea. I graduated, getting my LPQ and in licensing. And then at the time I was trying to look for the right, I didn't like the way the company I was dealing with handled me because things were changing at Christmas time with their corporation.
The
Found
insurance
another,
company. You didn't like
yeah,
the
the
way,
insurance
yeah.
company. And then I found another broker, which I started, but I found I think the perfect one, which I just changed last week to be a broker with them. And they have my thoughts in mind on what I want to do. And I hope it's going to success. So I'm a financial, just starting. I'm looking for, let's call it referrals. The website will be up soon and all that. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited because if I could help somebody, that would make me
Yeah,
happy.
for sure. So you've been through a lot. But what is your current challenge? Like, what's the thing that's troubling you the most right here, right now?
What my biggest challenges right now is trying to find a niche in the market. Right, insurance is
Okay.
so big.
Yeah.
The main concept of what I want to do and what the companies want me to do in order to become a broker and all that with them is we're trying to educate wealth. Like 90% of the people in Canada don't have proper insurance in place. And maybe it's a high percentage where people don't have $200 till next paycheck to pay bills. Hey, of course, it starts young, but you can start at any time. Let's sit there, have a financial analysis of what you have, and let's figure out a plan. and it'll be no charge. But maybe it might open your eyes because I believe, especially losing the leg, insurance. Everybody needs insurance. People, I don't need it or this and that, but to cover your taxes in the long run, insurance is the best way. To protect you, insurance is the best way. Insurance helped me through my ordeal because I was using the cash surrender values of my children and my wife and the policy we bought when they were young to help me go through this ordeal.
Okay,
So
so I have a question for you. Is your challenge finding a niche, or is your challenge still related to like what the heck just happened to me in the past 2 years? I had a job, I had a life, I had a career, I had a future, I had a plan, and now suddenly I my life has changed. Like, are you still kind of recovering from that?
good point. Yeah, I am because not only did I lose my leg at the time, my poor mother had multiple strokes and her dementia kicked in full time. And it wasn't until I was released from hospital uh, that when I went to visit her for, hey, mom, how are you? She was on the floor. And that day, she's never been home since. And so that's been a challenge. And seeing her downfall and worse and getting worse. And now you can't, she's in a wheelchair. She can't get dressed. She can't eat. She can't move. I'm going to see her tonight outside my outside visit call. I Skype to her just about every day, but 5 words, hey, how are you? And then 5 minutes, who are you? And so it's been tough. So that was part of the challenge of trying to handle that. Plus, this COVID thing going on was kind of being a challenge, because we also had my wife's mother, who's 90, and Chartwell and Guelph. We pulled her, which we pulled her out of her home because COVID was starting. But to her, it was like she was being kidnapped. She didn't know what was going on, right? Even though my wife and her siblings did the right thing to pull her. And here in our condo was one floor, not so much around, but that was challenging too because her anxiety was so high, and trying to try to calm her down. But it's been a struggle. So, but
So,
now I'm all
so,
set, ready to go ahead.
I want to kind of explore this a little bit. So you're like the guy, the head of the family, Italian, lots of culture there. Suddenly you find yourself sick. You have you called it a flesh eating disease. You had to lose your leg. You're still in charge of the family, but you don't feel like you're in charge. Like you feel like all the control of your life has been kind of wiped away from you. And now you're like, what do I do? I have to recover physically, but I still need to kind of figure out a way to lead. But maybe I'm scared. Maybe I'm worried. Maybe I feel some self doubt. Maybe I feel all of those things. Yes? I don't know. I'm
Yeah, so I
imagining.
think that is a good point. Because of my predicament, I still have to. I'm trying to take things off the plate,
What does that
and
mean? Take things off the plate.
I have too many things on the go that I need to take care of my mom. I'm trying. I have three wonderful children. They're all independent, but you always start to be involved with them, whatever. And then there's my wife, who's has been very supportive. What we've gone through, we've been through a lot because not only that this happened, but I fought cancer twice too, and came back. And then it's about what was it? I would say 3.5, 4 years ago, I reached my top weight was 445 pounds. I was working all day, and then all of a sudden I'm going. Yeah, I got to look after myself, and I did. I dropped 160 pounds
Wow.
just before my daughter's wedding, right? Which was okay, good. And then I was close to my junior hockey weight to get down to, and then all of a sudden this ordeal with my mom, I put on about 30, 40 pounds, but now I got my mind all straight, trying to get going. And but it hasn't stopped me because when I lost my leg, I figured things out what to do. I ran a couple of 5K races and playing sledge hockey and golf, and but the busiest guy in the world, but no income. So, but and then I went to school and starting a new career, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm trying.
Okay.
My goal, I think, is to not only to educate the young people about how to handle their money and do it properly, right? And be smart and know where your money's going, especially with taxes. Everywhere you turn around, they're paying taxes. But to deal with the people that are in my situation, like an amputees, trauma. And that's why I have connection with Sunnybrook and St. John's because we just got grant to help emotional feelings down the road. So
So let me ask you one more question. What were you doing before you
oh yeah,
lost your leg?
I was mainly in customer service, but a logistic coordinator of containers all over the world coming into the country. And before I was also had my own logistic company
Okay.
before the when the cancer hit me, and then I had to shut that down. And before I was in the bakery business. So yeah, so man of all trades.
So here's the pattern in your life. You are a tough mother or father, right?
Yes,
You're just like a seriously tough guy. You have incredible resilience. You've bounced back from a ton of adversity already. Like tons. Like one after the other after the other after the other. Like you just keep coming back. And there's two parts to it. One thing that I heard is, hey, I had no one to talk to, but it sounds like you figured that out a little bit. Is that accurate? And the other part is
yes,
like, so I'm here now. And where do I go? And what do I do? And how do I do it? But I also hear, like, they said, hey, we wanted to take you on because you're good with people. That's why you were in customer service. And you clearly, like, you're charming and you're good with people, right? And I think you actually know your niche. You have a niche. You've defined it. It's one of two things: work with a younger generation to help them understand wealth acquisition and the role that insurance plays. That's niche number one. Or work
that's
with,
a perfect line.
right?
Yes,
Or work with people like me who have had some kind of physical trauma and have to recover and need to pull the pieces together.
correct.
So
This is yeah.
those are your two options. And now the question becomes, so like, what turns you on? What motivates you? Which one excites you more? Where do you feel more alive? And really a sense of hope, a sense of like, okay, I can see the future ahead of me. Like, which one creates for you more optimism?
That's what I'm fighting with right now, which is the right direction. The reason I switched the brokerage is what I went to because they believe my goal in touching the hospital. But you have to start with the wealth education first, and everything should come in learn. Because I got to learn the business still, right? And then especially in this business, like here, I thought all these years I knew I was doing the right thing, and when you're working away, because everybody's which is called what 40 40 40. You work 40 hours a week, you make roughly 40 50,000 average pay, and you do it for 40 years. Is that enough? Especially today, when like 90% of the people can't even retire at 65. And I'm one of those. But here I am at 60 soon that I could do this. I could fix my debt, get back on track. I've learned the ideas and apply it and help others. And especially my children are listening. Hey, listen to Pop, But that is what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm not. It's easy for me to say, "Oh, forget it. Woe was me," but I'm not that type of person.
Well, so from my perspective, and maybe this isn't coaching, maybe it's just like sharing my impressions, is that beyond insurance and wealth creation, you have a lot more to share. And it's your spirit, it's your resilience, it's your wisdom, it's your kind of history, it's the way that you've bounced back from adversity and the story of, hey, I was this guy, but I'm working on being this guy. I think that's the magic of you, and how you bring that to an audience, a client, a young person, an old person, it doesn't matter. And so I wonder if it's about your niche. Is that the question? Or is it really, how do you package Paolo? And how do you really take your story and help people hear your story, and so that you're delivering learning, education, inspiration, and an opportunity to settle some of the financial aspects of their lives. Like, so, yes, your niche is one thing, but you're deciding between two areas. And I think that that decision isn't a major decision. I think the major decision that you need to make is, what is my life about? What is the meaning that I'm going to make my life have in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And to be honest, I think you are a person who can deliver an incredible message, teach a great lesson, and have wild impact on every single person you touch. And I think you don't realize that quite yet. I think you're skimming the surface. There's part of you that still lives in the land of 40, 40, 40 because you're used to it. And
Yes.
you're dabbling with the idea of having super high impact. And so your task, your challenge is actually to move from 40, 40, 40 to looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, okay, I am here. I've made it this far. I've gone through all this shit. And there needs to be a reason for it. What is the reason I'm going to make out of this? Right?
Well,
And
that's
that's what you need to do right now. Picking a niche, pick a niche.
yeah. Where were you 2 years ago?
I'm here
That,
now.
yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, that's the questions I've been talking to myself. The past couple of months, and like I said, there's so much things in my plate. I'm learning. I gotta look after myself first. I gotta wake up, look in the mirror, Paulo, I love you, and then carry on and have that enthusiasm, and that will show, right? and I
100%.
and I think that's the first thing, right? I learned a lot when losing the leg and how to handle it, and again, my major thought: people are a lot worse than I am. So you just got to keep stepping forward. You got to be a warrior, not a worrier, right? And
Amazing. Like
and
you're an incredible role model. Like you're an incredible person and you have no clue. You really don't know. I see that you don't know. You have no clue the impact you can have on other people's lives.
that's what I'm hoping to show.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping to show. And then that's at the stage I am right now, is you looking for custom, because everything's referrals. There's not a paycheck. You got to build it, and I think I can. And I just
so
got
I'll tell you, I think the way you do it is by telling your story in
absolutely
front of as many audiences as you can,
yes.
right? And
And I
what is
already
the
started that with the new company already. They made me out of nowhere. They introduced me and they made me go on stage and start speaking. So that then, and I think that's what I wanted. I think that's part of the package I want to do too. And when if you're bringing up, like, am I successful in bringing other people to be under my brokerage and motivate them? And what are you doing today? Let's keep it going. How can I help you? Bottom line, because in all my years of business, what I've been through, whether it's bakery, truck driving, or even working with the company which where I lost before I lose my leg, they were one of my clients when I was in truck driving. And when I went down, they came in after me to hire me to come in there because they saw the personality that I was. And then one of my slogans is satisfaction is just the beginning when you start talking with me, right? If you're calling me, I need a special nail. I'll sew you 10 different nails, you know, and and I think any clients that I get, they're gonna be part of my family, because if we're growing your wealth, let's take this and move this around. That's part of my job. That's what I've learned so much going to school and opening up. Like, when I thought, when I was raising my children and growing up, that, oh, this was the right thing, but there was some tragedy and all that, and you just keep going and you just keep going. And now I'm at this point now, like, after losing my leg with Fletcher, I've never been more healthier in my life, except for
yeah,
packing up a few more pounds coming back. I've never been more healthier in my life, right? And so now this COVID thing keep me indoors, and I got the what you call it, the TPX system, which is the stretching the bars. So I'm in a condo, and
yeah,
I got to open up the closet door to stretch out this way, and
yeah.
then open up the laundry door to stretch this way. But I rode my bike last week for the first time,
Amazing.
because I tried last year to ride my bike, but I was on a hill. So an
So
amputee riding a
how do you
bike,
ride with one leg?
it's once you get the hang of it, it's difficult. I can't climb, I cannot challenge hills yet, but going straight, because you don't feel with this leg when you move around. And there's things you get clip-ons and all that, but it was stopping and get your balance.
Do you
But I
have a
started riding a bike.
prosthesis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so there are a bunch of things I want to say, and I know we have to wrap up, but I want to tell you a quick story. One of my very, very closest friends has one leg. And I was telling this story yesterday. We were traveling together. We went on a trip to the Bahamas. And the seats are he's very tall and the seats are very tight, and so he got in his seat, but the seat in front of him was pushing on his prosthesis and really digging into his leg and hurting him.
Yeah,
So I said, hey,
yeah,
go take it off. Like, why do you have to suffer? So we went
yeah.
into the little washroom, took off his leg. He came back and he had to put it like above, you know, on
luggage rack or
the
whatever.
luggage rack, whatever,
Yeah.
the, you know, the overhead compartment. And when we
Yes. Overhead
landed,
compartment. Yeah.
yeah, and when we landed, you know, I said, "Hey, can you pass me that leg over there?" So it was pretty funny. But here's the thing is that you are a guy that is obvious. Like you're so full of life and heart. You're sincere, you're genuine, you're authentic, you're warm, you're loving, you're all the things you need to be in order to have a major impact in the world. You need to decide what stage you want to be on, not which niche you want to be in. Like, that's not the question. You need to step up and say, hey, my job on this earth is to really make a difference in people's lives. So, am I ready for that? Am I ready to take that on? Am I prepared? Do I have the level of confidence that I need? And that is your task. Deciding the niche, it'll come to you. It's not that important. Your decision is, am I ready to really make the difference that I was meant to make in this world?
Wow. That's right on the button. That's Yeah. That's right on the button. That's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in people's lives. And uh,
Absolutely.
like I said, you want to talk about an airplane story. Here's an airplane story I chat with my leg. Um, I was so active once I lost my leg that Autobach saw me on Facebook and all that, and they said, I want you to come down to the amputee conference in San Antonio, which was last summer. They'll pay for everything. It's a great trip. Got me a chance to get a break. So on the way back, the heat, the temperature, the altitude of the plane, my leg was kind of swelling. So I took it off, right? I kept it beside me. So the stewardess come out, coffee, cream, sure. Can you put this in a cup? I show my leg. She just burst out laughing. No, nobody never did that. To throw your
There
leg
you
and you
go.
put coffee in it, right? So yeah, I think I'm a person when I go into a room, I have no problem to start a conversation, and I think this is the job. I may be 60, but this is what I think my calling is right now.
Absolutely.
This is what my calling
How
is.
do people find you? If they are interested in your services or in getting you on their podcast or in interviewing
Yeah,
you for anything, how do
well,
people find
sure.
you?
Well, okay. I am right now officially working called it's Experior Financial Group. We're on Steels. It's a Canadian company, and my website's not up yet, but you can get either with my personal email, which is pg my last name Polese Polese at gmail.com. I'm supposed to get all my work emails in the next few days anyway, and or call me at 416-893-3872. 1-800 Ask Paolo. I don't know, but yes.
uh, Whoever's listening, honestly, this is a guy you want to spend time with. This is a guy you want to hang with, get on your podcast, interview, and honestly, allow him to make an impact in your life. Reach out to him. Paolo, honestly, it's been such a pleasure having you on this show. And thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your life. Thank you for allowing me to like push you a little. Um, uh, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It was I'm dealing with emotions right now because I really appreciate our chat. I really do. And if you need insurance, call 416-893-3872. Any insurance. I get you a mortgage. I can do it all. I'm the one man stop machine. I don't know. But thank
I
you.
I love this guy. And for those of you who are listening, if there is a challenge that you are facing that you want to share with us on the podcast, please reach out to me. It's Kim at frameofmindcoaching.com. And if you have a challenge that you do not feel comfortable talking about on a podcast, reach out anyways. It's Kim at frameofmindcoaching.com. Paolo, thank you again. And I really hope we stay in touch.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yes. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Ciao.